So, yeah, hello and welcome to this live stream here today. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, good evening. Obviously, it's a worldwide community. Well, I wanted to see if this works because the videos I've been uploading earlier today haven't really been processing by YouTube. There seems to be an issue. They're looking into it for me, but it's a bit strange. It doesn't seem to be a general issue. It seems to be related to the channel. So I thought, look, instead of just making videos, which will be outdated later, I will do a live stream, do a bit of charting here together with you, updating the charts while we're streaming. No point doing that, and the videos don't get processed, right? So yeah, that's sort of what we're doing here. I don't know for how long we do it. I think we just take it slowly. We go through the different charts, different coins that I normally cover anyway, depending on how long this is going on for. Because I've got the other screen open here where I can see when actually the videos go online, because I've got them basically in a queue, hanging in the queue, not being processed. As soon as that works, obviously we can go back to obviously anyway. But it won't be like a 5-hour stream or something. But yeah, if you're here, feel free to check the hit the like button. That would certainly help, because to bring a few more people into the stream. And other than that, happy to take questions. I've got my coffee here. Yeah, I got my coffee. That's all I need, really. So I assume you can hear me. So what we're doing, just charting and updating the charts, going through different coins I haven't managed to update in the last few days because I was incredibly busy with other stuff as well. And yeah, I actually enjoy it. Why not doing a live stream from time to time? Especially when the videos are not uploading. I mean, I haven't tried shorts, by the way. Maybe the shorts would work. But yeah, it's strange for everybody who's just jumped in. So yeah, videos aren't uploading. So I don't know why. The guy couldn't help me in the chat, the YouTube creator support, but apparently he promised me to look into it. So anyway, we're doing a stream. Let's maybe start with Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then we just go through the different coins, go above and then later for channel members, I will update the opportunities video as well, which I didn't manage to do so far. But to be honest, the price haven't really moved. So doing for everybody who's not a member, who's here every week, there's a member only opportunities video in which I cover various charts which look promising. To be honest, the problem is at the moment a lot of charts look quite promising, and it takes longer and longer to update these videos. But so right, so maybe I just start to just check if there, as long as we don't have too many viewers here, I can still look at questions. 1 second, I just need to close the curtains here, otherwise I can't see the screen. Second. Because the sun is coming out, which is good, but yeah, right. Yeah, we'll go through different charts, So just checking the chat. Yeah, we go through Polygon. We're gonna do that. Injective protocol? I think so. INS. So it's not a chart I think I do regularly, but yeah, Ramon. Yeah, if Bitcoin goes back to 25K, see that's what we need to see. I mean, we don't know. I think it's at this stage still we need to at least consider it. But yeah, I mean, they could just start from here. I mean, Bitcoin has been very, very resilient and very stubborn in avoiding a breakdown. So, which is good for the altcoins, right? Right. Okay. Great. Jurek asked, "Why are you removing videos when you're wrong?" Well, first of all, it's not about right or wrong anyway in technical analysis. You can only be wrong really if you apply the rules incorrectly. It's about producing trade setups. But I've not been removing any videos on this channel, so I don't know why you asked that. Okay, so but I understand that videos can get lost because I upload a lot during the day. But no, I haven't been removing any videos, so maybe you can explain why you think that. That would be good. But I don't think we've been wrong here on this channel for a while. I mean, look, on the lower time frames, things are moving quickly. So, but I always emphasize that analyzing an ABC correction, this can morph easily into a WXY. So, it doesn't really, trying to trade every single wave is first of all difficult. But so far, what you need to understand is that since November, we've been focused on the upside. Down here, we've been waiting for a leg to the upside that happened. It was in the end more bullish than anticipated, but overall the trend is up. We got those 5 waves we wanted to see. We've been waiting for the wave 2 pullback here, which happened as well. Dropped a little deeper than anticipated, but eventually held our larger support area. And the idea was to rally from here, which we did. So yeah, I mean, overall it's all good. All good. But then please overcome this assumption and belief. It's a bit of a mindset shift it needs for a lot of people, that this is about being right or wrong. Analysis is not about being right or wrong. There's no point in trying to be right. It's about making money and about producing trade setups. That's what the TA does. And against these setups can be traded, right? It's about identifying reward to risk. Only the market will decide if support areas are holding or not. It's not me. I'm not making the market, right? I'm not making the charts. I can only analyze and identify FIB support levels, which are based on these, waves, right? And the only time when you're really wrong is if you make a proper mistake in counting, which means that you make some mistakes and you don't adhere to the rules and guidelines of the Elliott Wave method. But yeah, right. But it's mindset shift, Demia asked if I have any qualifications. Well, I've got a Doctor of Business Administration, so that's sort of the finance side, and I'm a certified Elliott Wave analyst. So that as far as that goes, member of the Society of Technical Analysts in the UK as well. So yeah, I do quite a bit in TA. I've been doing this for 14 years now, but not obviously on the side because I was focusing on corporate career, but eventually it's not what I wanted to do really for, I like the financial markets. I like, educating as well. That's why MCO is all about, not only about charting, also about educating, about helping others really. It's eventually I want everybody to succeed, and there's too much wrong information out there, which obviously I don't like. So it's about making sure that people are equipped for trading, equipped for what they do, focus on risk management, right, my friend. So yeah, 14 years, but obviously I've not, over the years I got into Elliott Wave, and that made a change in my trading and my mindset as well, because you need to be focused much more on risk management. A lot of people need to. So initially it was all about finding the trade that would make you rich, but that isn't working. Yeah, it's about being in there for the marathon, not the sprint. And if you can be successful in the marathon, making smaller gains over time, this is about it, right? Because you need to pay your bills with trading, you need to survive with trading. And if you need to do that, instead of just trading for fun, then you change your mindset because you have to survive by trading. Now, I had the luxury, I always did it on the side. So, I had my income, but still, you need to do that if you trade for a living. Okay. Let me just check on the chat, actually. Been waffling all the time. Actually, we wanted to do some charting, not just... But then again, of course you're wrong from time to time. Everybody has a sort of bias. I always try to be unbiased because, nobody knows where the market will go. Only the market is showing the truth. But it's about identifying, and that's what the Elliott Wave method really excels at, is really good at identifying those invalidation points for the wave counts. So for every wave, you've got certain trend reversal areas, invalidation points, and knowing these is pure gold because you can trade against them. And that's the closer a chart comes back to these invalidation points, the higher the probability it will break, surely, but the better the reward to risk ratio. So, all right, what we do? I don't who got lucky to catch a live stream? Seems they don't want you to work when you have COVID. Oh, you have COVID, Steve. I don't. Well, if you have COVID, I hope you feel better soon. But I don't. But so Garage asked about, okay, Cheeky Crypto, why are they wrong with Elliott Wave? Now, I don't watch too many other YouTube videos. I don't want to talk about other channels really. But what I can tell you only is be careful following people who don't adhere the rules correctly for Elliott Wave, right? What they're doing is, in my opinion, not Elliott Wave analysis. It's placing waves somewhere. I've watched a couple of videos just to see, but they make mistakes. and they make mistakes, proper simple mistakes, for just an example. So that I wouldn't follow. It's not Elliott Wave, and that, you know, I want to be respectful to other channels, but if you call it Elliott Wave, you can't, you need to know what you're doing. So if I see something like this and someone says, right, yeah, this is a valid count, it's not. You cannot have an E wave that goes above the C and A, and he's saying that all the time. It's just not valid. I mean, it might be some kind of analysis, but it's not Elliott Wave. So if you break the rules, the most basic Elliott Wave rules, you can't, and you also can't try to offer a course to people. Honestly, I mean, the thing that annoys me is if you do that and you offer a course and you pretend to be someone who knows about Elliott Wave analysis, and it doesn't work in the end, and you teach the wrong stuff, then it sheds a bad light on Elliott Wave, and that is what annoys me. But, you know, that's sort of all I say about that. So, yeah, it takes a lot of experience to really understand Elliott Wave. Now, you can get good at it quickly, but you need to be willing to adhere to the rules, of course, you know. Yeah, and the problem is what they do is, in my opinion, I'm not doing that. They mix different ways of analysis. Now, you can't mix all of this stuff together with the wallet addresses, fundamental analysis, and technical analysis. You get analysis paralysis, and you come to the wrong conclusions because one thing contradicts the other, and you cannot be consistent. So yeah, and then you know. So I think what is dangerous is if you try to make the waves fit your bias, and that's where you shouldn't. So if you hear someone drinking, that's the dog in the background. Right. So again, I see people joining the membership. Well, that's great. So we haven't actually done any charting. So I just wanted to update the charts here. Obviously, we do that in the stream. If you hear dog noises in the background, that's the puppy. Gotta go puppy school later today. So yeah, so this is Bitcoin. No change to the previous video. This one was, by the way, anybody who's just joining here, videos aren't uploading to YouTube, so I just decided to stream and just do the charting update here, and then later for channel members, I'll try to work on that opportunities video that I've been promising for a few days. While we're charting, I do check in on some questions, but there are more questions than I can possibly answer, unfortunately. So, right. Nice songs for you asked if I ever used futures with cross. No, if I use futures, it's individual. It's what's the name? Not cross. It's isolated margin. But mainly the more I've, the longer I've been trading, the more I use spot really. But yeah, futures is fine. It's just I don't use cross margin. So here's still Bitcoin. Yeah, waiting for 5 waves up. As long as the wave 4 support is holding, we can expect a small 5th wave to the upside. Overall, the trend is up. I think that's important to understand for Bitcoin. I don't expect a breakdown. I do expect maybe, or at least we need to consider another pullback, especially if we get the 5 waves up. And what we need to see here is to get this 5th wave. So this is the micro count here, yeah. But as long as it's holding basically 27,980, we can still get that 5th wave here to the upside. Okay, so that's very short term. But eventually, I want to see 5 waves up, 3 waves down to confirm that we've bottomed here on Monday. Yeah. I just see Sam asking live. Yeah, it's live because the videos don't process. My YouTube videos don't process for some reason today. So I don't know why. YouTube is looking into it. Seems to be related to my channel. Don't know why. So I thought I'd just do live. Yeah, so live. Yeah, we do Matic next. Karis, if you join the membership, we send out, when you contact us by email, support@morecryptoonline.com. You should see that somewhere when you joined, the email address. And then we send you the suggested learning path, right? So then you can start straight away. Matic. So I'm just going to go through the charts and check in some questions. Got my coffee, as long as the coffee cup is full. So good. So we also add these timestamps now to the charts, because people who are in the membership can obviously have access to the live stream, the live charts. So I always need to make sure I update them. Maybe there's a better way of doing it. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, Matic broke above that descending trend line. Could have that ABC correction complete. holding support for now. Looks decent, has possible 5 waves up. You can actually see that. Maybe one more squiggle to the upside, but as long as it's holding the Tuesday low, I think we could argue that we might be in the third wave already. It's not very clear yet, but third wave would be what we expect next as long as $1 holds. Yeah. So the idea would be here to reach that third wave target. Obviously, condition is that the $1 level eventually holds, but 151 is target here for the third wave, minimum target. But that is, again, that is always the level. The 78.6 retracement needs to hold. We've got a lot of coins still in their support areas, so just leaving them to the upside is always a good sign. It would be good if Bitcoin continues to go up, because then probably all these third wave rallies are going to play out. Okay. By the way, if you could hit the like button, that would really help to make the stream a bit more popular. So Reyes, you ask if I'm open to do TA on other coins. I mean, post them in the chat, but I can't promise I get to them. The thing is, I'm already basically maxed out with my capacity on covering the coins I do. Yeah, but you know, I'm always happy to look for. What's that? Dog just stealing something there. Always open to you know, to good coins, but the problem is most coins are not looking good from a chart point of view. But yeah, this is Matic, so waiting, certainly some upside momentum, right? And yeah, I'll have to cover these quickly, these coins, but the support area is still relevant. So a request for ADA. Oh yeah, the ADA video didn't upload today. No, that's correct. So yeah, just in addition, or after yesterday's video, I did just change the count a little bit. It didn't change anything in terms of support areas. Well, it moved down a bit, but the previous support area also didn't get invalidated. I just took the subwave structure out. I think this is already the main wave 4 here. Oops. And as long as we're holding 36.7 cents, I think we can still expect the fifth wave to the upside into the 40-cent region. After the fifth wave, we should get a deeper pullback ideally. Yeah. So again, this would then be a wave 1 to the upside, probably the first wave of the third wave here. So we only have 3 waves up so far, so there's still a risk it breaks down. The good thing is though, the move down currently looks corrective, so it rather suggests that this might be a fourth wave, and soon we should expect, especially as long as the 38.2 fib level holds, we should expect a fifth wave to the upside. So that's ADA. Again, I try to cover them quickly because there are a lot of requests, and most has been said in the videos anyway. Oh, great, Daniel. Thanks for sharing. Aptos, Sam asked about Aptos here. Yeah, Aptos, to be honest, doesn't look very healthy. I did want to delete that. It looks weaker than many other coins. Just update the timestamp here. It looks a bit weaker. So it obviously came into our trend reversal area, but it's and it did reverse, but it hasn't really left it to the upside. Some coins have. It hasn't even made a higher high. So yeah, this is dangerous. I did add the 88.7 fib level as well, but the reality is, if it drops below 1085, this setup to the upside will get very unreliable, unlikely. Now you can never rule out that they come back to the 88.7, but then it's all about probabilities, and then we will have better setups out there, right? This is getting a bit unreliable, even though you could argue we're still in some kind of a wedge pattern maybe, but it's not terribly well defined. It's not terribly well defined. Maybe this will work, but yeah, ideally it needs to move up basically now. Yeah, if it makes one more low here below the Monday low, which was at 1085, then this whole setup to the upside will get very unlikely. And yeah, unfortunately. So, but the move down so far looks still corrective. I mean, there's still a good chance it will move up from here in a third wave, and eventually target then would be around $27. Okay, so updated Aptos. Let's do Vechain. And in the meantime, maybe, yeah, just the like button would help. So Vechain holding actually support quite well. Obviously, this has reset its wave 2, but not a problem. We're still in the trend reversal area. And well, I haven't updated this chart for a while. Also here, the thing is, it will depend to a degree on Bitcoin. I think it would be naive to think that the altcoins can start their third wave rally if Bitcoin does a deeper pullback. That's fine. So yeah, again here for Vechain as well, very important to hold that 2.0 cent level. Not doing that will take it below the 78.6 retracement, and it really is the case that below the 78.6, a lot of these setups are going to fail eventually. Yeah, because it's just getting unreliable. Now, the good thing is I think for Vechain we could even make the case that we have a possible 5-wave move to the upside complete. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it could get another wave up. Again, that's just the micro level here. But we could say we had a 1, 2 here, 1, 2. This was the 3, 4, 5. Or this is still the 4. And we had an overshooting B wave. And we get one more wave. This would be more in line with Bitcoin, which is why I probably prefer that. So one more wave missing for a reliable 5-wave impulse. And if we get that, if it then comes back, holds a higher low, then we could keep going, right? This is now the chance for a trend reversal here. Again, it depends to a degree on Bitcoin. But so far it's holding support, needs to hold 2.07 cents for reliable upside. Third wave target to the upside would be, again, at least 3.1 cents, possibly higher, right? Oh, thank you. Oh, how do you, Rohan or Rohan? Sorry, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thank you very much. Solana. Yeah, we'll cover them. I mean, I'll cover probably most coins in this stream. Just updating charts here. Yes, Solana. See, that's one of the videos I made today, but it's just not uploading. It's not processing. So I hope they will get back to me. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in live streams for days. Oh, thank you very much, Chris, for that comment. Yeah, here it's a bit similar to Vechain. We could say here wave 1 possibly complete, maybe one more wave up. To be honest, it's coming down quite strongly. But this is one of the coins where I say it, because we didn't reach the 50% FIB level in the last leg down here. Well, we did here on the 15th of March, so it's fine. Could just be a running flat where we just end above the A wave. But ideally, to complete this correction, one more low would be nice. Doesn't need to, obviously. So we can be open to the idea, because that's what the coins are doing, that maybe a new uptrend is starting already here. But then I need to see it hold a key level. Yeah, so if this is a wave 1 already done to the upside, then we can add a support area here. Say, right, it needs to hold $19.80. Yeah, that's the level I wanted to hold for a 1-2 setup. If it breaks below $19.80, we get some clarity, because then it's probably here in a continuation of the downtrend in a 5th wave of a C wave of a wave 2. So then the higher degree scenario will come into effect again, and we can say, all right, as long as we're holding the yellow trend reversal area at 1732, we can still focus on higher, because below that level, it will make it a very unreliable target. And if the count works out, and this scenario works out, which at the moment I do expect, then we should see over the coming weeks and maybe months, the price double. Okay, so ADA I just did. So I'll have to go through them, and then we can look at how much time we have left. Ethereum I haven't covered, so let's just do Ethereum as well. Yeah, no change to previous video on ETH, so that's just moving sideways. I did suggest that maybe we're working here on a wave 4 triangle. That's a possibility. So just sideways. Yeah. We had today some unemployment data being released from the US. That was a bit of a non-event, so we haven't really seen much effect, because I think that all came in as anticipated. Yeah, like the market basically expected. So from that point of view, yeah, no change. A bit of a non-event, just sideways. Could really be a wave 4. Now I suggested here this was an ABC and we bottomed in 4, but then the 5th wave should still happen, and it can still move up in a 5th wave here. Oh, I haven't seen that. Gifted one more. Williana gifted membership. What does that mean? Don't even know. Gifted one more. Don't know what that means though. So we can measure, that 4th wave. Is that so that is valid as long as we're holding 1768. As long as that is holding, we can still expect one more wave up. Below that, we have to obviously expect a deeper retracement into the next support areas, which I can then highlight. But this is really the micro level, right? So no change there. So yeah, I don't know what Hex is, raised. You said what, it has a higher market cap than Solana. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm also limited in terms of how many more charts I can add to the rotation. But then also good charts are not about market cap. Yeah. It's not about market cap. There are bad charts with high market cap and decent charts with a lower market cap. But to be honest, I don't know the Hex chart. So obviously, the day only has so many hours. It's a bit like I update the charts and then, the day is over. Then you have to start again. So, right. Oh yeah, XRP. Because I made an XRP video as well. It just didn't. So when you see later some videos pop up, right, because YouTube is stuck in processing these and just doesn't do it, then they will be outdated. But I still leave them online. And then you'll see if the forecast was correct or not. Okay. XRP, yeah, in this wave 4 support area. So could be wave 4 is over, but then I don't really see the impulse yet. So I think we have to expect maybe a little bit lower in this wave 4. Yeah. I did suggest yesterday it could be that we're just moving in this trend channel. And this wave 4, as long as it's holding the 47.7 cent level, which is the 50% retracement, it can still give us a 5th wave up. So for now, this chart is valid and up to date. Yeah. Oops. The key level here to watch out for is 47.7 cents. It could be it's over. We have 3 waves down already, but then there is no impulsive movement to the upside yet. It can always happen, and I would have to expect if we break above the 58.5 cent level that the 5th wave is ongoing. But the forecast eventually suggests here that as long as 47.7 is holding, we could reach 70 cents plus in the coming weeks. Yeah, that is sort of the next ideal target for the C wave. Condition, of course, is that that support level is holding. Did I do Gala? Might have. I tried the video today and it's stuck in uploading, but yeah, Gala is a bit of no change. A similar situation to, I think, Solana here and Vechain. We might have 3 up. It's now the decision moment if we get a 4th and a 5th. But yeah, it broke out of the wedge. Target here in this 3rd wave. I remember that because I made a video. 6 cents, yeah, at least. And then eventually it should push, it's this wave 3. That should be 6 cents. And again, if the forecast is correct, and if we're holding 3.35 cents, and especially if we're holding the Monday low, it should take us to 6 cents in the coming weeks, and then 10 cents plus afterwards. But if it breaks below 3.35 cents, that's when the chart will start to look strange, because then most likely the 1-2 setup is going to fail, and then we might need to expect new bear market lows as well. Yeah. So that's as far as that goes. I mean, someone asked about, Bitcoin dominance. I mean, I don't think you can actually do Bitcoin dominance Elliott Wave. I don't think that works. Do I actually have I don't think I have a Bitcoin dominance chart. I mean, we can have a look. Bitcoin dominance. Oh yeah, that was the coffee. All right, there we go. Bitcoin dominance. Oh, see, that actually worked out. I mean, we've been looking at Bitcoin dominance, I think, before in the live streams. I mean, you see, you can probably do some basic charting here, but it's very similar. It's very similar to the general Bitcoin chart. So what I highlighted here on the chart is these orange areas. They've always been areas where we've seen basically a small still the coffee. I did drink too fast. Where we still have the where we have an altcoin season, a small alt season. Yeah. So whenever Bitcoin dominance is going down, we see those alt seasons. That's highlighted in orange. Now, currently, we could say we're in Bitcoin season. Yeah. But that will shift quickly, probably, I would say, because long-term trend is clearly down. So the altcoins are always getting more and more dominant, right? Because there's only one Bitcoin, but more and more altcoins. So over the time, this is going down. And we had a 5-wave move down already. Yeah, now we see here possibly just a bit of a a corrective move to the upside. I mean, if you want to chart this out, Elliott Wave, and I don't know how reliable it is, but you could say this was possibly a wave 1. This here was a wave 2. We're now in the 3. Yeah, there will be a 4 and a 5. Probably even more reliable on the log chart. Chart it a little bit better. Because that's how you do these downtrends. So you could do something like this eventually, yeah. And then we could say, okay, in the third wave, what we've seen here so far, maybe that was just the wave 1 again of the third wave, a 5-wave move down. So again, this is just a quick one here. And I don't like charting dominance really, but this was one again. We might just be moving up in 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, just to give you here an idea. Right, and then we can look at, okay, what might be resistance now? I mean, certainly we're approaching resistance right now. It's a perfect time to turn around, in my opinion, because we have here all these significant highs, okay, and a wave 2 tends to come back to a previous wave 4. So you see that here. So it might get rejected there, and then that is when altcoin season could start. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the altcoins are preparing for their third wave rallies, right? So if we then look at FIBs as well, what do we react to? Not probably more like shallow ones. Okay, we reacted. Maybe it's gonna do it to the 38.2 fib level, yeah, for basically 50%. I mean, that's a logical resistance as well. I think all the way up to 50% is now obviously imminent resistance, but then we've got 53.7% next. That's just a quick assessment on Bitcoin market cap, really. Oops. Yeah, Race, you don't know, how do people not know Hex? Well, I cover more than 40 charts, so I don't know every project out there, and I'm just analyzing charts. I'm not doing fundamentals really. So that's yeah, and to be honest, altcoins come and go. There's so many coins that died. So yeah, I don't focus too much on. Well, I do focus on altcoins, on charting wise, trading wise, but to be honest, most of them are going to disappear at some point. It is, history has shown it. Okay. No, I did. Who asked that? One second. I just saw CFX. Someone asked for CFX. It's disappeared. Well, oh no, Simon, I made a video on CFX yesterday. Take a look. Yeah, I did chart CFX yesterday. Okay, Matic. Matic. A link. Yeah, so from time I do add some coins from time to time, but I can't then, there's a limit in how much you can do. I did look at Alchemy Pay recently, and then GRT because channel members requested it, but I just at some point you just have to prioritize again. It's also about if you do too many, you sort of lose the feel, and you don't get immersed enough into a chart. Yeah, a bit of a in the middle of nowhere action here at the moment. It did hold support. It is below resistance, so it's in a range. Yeah, it's in a range between 619. Below 619, the bearish count will get in control here for Link, possibly even down to 350. Now, it has been increasingly or extremely stubborn, so I don't suggest it will go down directly. But if it breaks below 620, certainly probabilities will increase for that, at least for a retest of round about 550 to 530. If it follows many altcoins and starts a third wave rally, it should break above 788, and that is the resistance level we deal with. Above 788, this bearish count will get less likely. Okay, so I trade this to the upside. So I've got my grid bot running that's trading the range all the way up to 950 with a lower grid boundary of 530, I think, because this is just perfect for a bot. Yeah. And yeah, ideally it's pushing up. I would be leaning towards upside, as I'm leaning towards upside for many other coins. But we cannot rule out and forget about this downside potential. And the problem with that, or why that is so likely, is because it's just been moving sideways and it's so close to May 22 support. Okay, so yeah, but it's still, the support area is still relevant. And I think we had here a small wave one to the upside, which was 15th of March, then A wave down, overshooting B wave, and a C wave down, or WXY, yeah. Possibly also a running flat, something. But yeah, it's holding support, and 620 is the key support, 619 is the key support. Okay, Polkadot. Okay, so Polkadot rallied in a wave one, came down in wave two, it's doing what it needs to do. Yeah, ideally, as long as it's holding here the Monday low, 27th of March, it can focus, or we can focus here on higher. Let me update the timestamp here as well. And target for the third wave. Again, here also, if it works out, this count, yeah, and we're holding 546, that's the key threshold level, where probabilities will shift the pivot. Then we can expect in the coming weeks and months prices of $8 plus, yeah. But that would be basically the first main target. Eventually it should then push much higher, but that's sort of where we are. And yeah, as long as it's holding the Monday low, it can focus on higher. Again, here also not entirely clear, is this already a wave two? It's certainly retesting the channel support from above now, and if that holds, it could set it up for a third wave rally. A third of a third would be very bullish, right? But yeah, this is then the micro count overall. Good structure, in my opinion, to the upside for continuation. But we also need to be honest here. I think as long as, if one if one of these fail, and they probably all fail or all do well. Okay, Tarek, I can't do Arbitrum because that is literally only a few days of chart history, so you can't really do any TA on that. Best to stick to what's reliable. So yeah, okay, Optimism. Right, it's turned around where it needed to so far. Also updating this here. So again, Optimism, a few days ago, I posted that on Telegram, Discord, and the members area. It really needed to turn around there at the 78.6 retracement, or it would become extremely unreliable. Now it did turn around there, luckily. But again, it's come down dangerously close to invalidation. So I count this as a 1-2 setup to the upside with a third wave to come. It certainly doesn't show that it wants to go in a third wave yet. If this really was the wave 2 low, and it could be, we've got enough waves down, A, B, C structure, then the third wave rally could take it to 396, eventually above $4. but obviously $2.02 needs to hold. If it breaks below that level, then I only really have 168 left as key support, and below that level I would lose trust in this count or chart in general, and yeah, that's difficult below 168. Then this has failed to create a proper impulse to the upside. It's already getting quite messy here, but yeah, these are the key levels, and at the moment it would still suggest a rally in a third wave, but if it breaks below 202, next support is 168, and then the upside potential will get seriously challenged below that level, right? So yeah, please hit the like button while you're here. It would incredibly help the live stream. Okay, Chili. Oh, okay, Maple. Oliver asked for Maple. It's a chart I think which has become a bit messy. It's also one that I did cover for members a few times. All right, no, it's okay still, but it's really deep in support. Very deep in support. So with Maple, we had here a possible wave 1 rally into February. Came down in an ABC correction. That's fine. Oops. Okay, that's fine. Quite a sharp correction, but that's fine in a wave 2. Ideally, you want a sharp correction. And then now, yeah, possibly another wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 down. But it really needs to turn around here, or again, you know, below 390. If it breaks and sustains below 390, this is really key support. Then I think this has failed to rally and failed to create an impulse. Good example why I tend to or try to focus really only on the most solid and reliable charts, because also Maple has a fairly young chart history. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is deep in support. I wouldn't have any trust this is going to go up from here. But obviously, amazing reward to risk ratio. If it works out from here, the stop can be set very tight, just below that wave 2 low. And the reward would be quite decent compared to the risk here. But it's just not. Probabilities in terms of working out is probably quite low. But then we talk about minimum target for the third wave, 762. But if it works, then eventually it should obviously go much higher, because then we can measure the larger one too. And we talk here about 1351, yeah. So again, you might risk here maybe, I don't know, $1. It could gain whatever, $7 or something. But by the way, let me add a timestamp onto the chart here now while we're here. Okay. Oh, Pulse Doge. Bowo. Is that your name? I think so. Thank you very much. But I think your Bowo Pulse Doge. Thank you very much. But I think your message was retracted. I don't know if you had a question or something. Certainly let me know. Right, Cassandra asked about Fetch. Yeah, we can do FET. Oh yeah, FET, I need to tidy the chart up a little bit. It's getting a bit messy now. Probably not gonna take that out here. Take a few of the lines out we don't need anymore. I also don't need the resistance up there anymore, not at the moment. And but we need the support area. So it has turned around just at the 78.6 retracement here. Again, similar situation. We have a lot of these possible 1-2 setups across the market. They're probably all gonna work out, or they're all gonna fail. Yeah. So that, but again here, 78.6 retrace, you can see how relevant the fib level was. Turned around, but yeah, the possible 5-wave move to the upside. Now we just need to see, it's a bit of a wait and see, you know. It certainly shouldn't go any lower than that. So that leaves us with, against 33.6 cents, we can focus here on higher, and below that level it will become extremely unreliable. The move down looks, yeah, nicely in 3 waves, and it looks corrective, all fine, yeah. But now it needs to move. It just needs to move from here. So I think we have good chances across the market that we start to see these altcoins go up, but yeah, that's where we. So target wise for the third. Oh no, didn't want to do that. Target wise, we talk about 63 cents, yeah, to the upside in a third wave rally. So that's what it would need to do. Okay, just timestamp here as well. Yeah, and they still haven't solved the issue with the video upload. Oh, I think they are now upload. Oh, okay, videos seem to work again. Now that's great. Just to so apparently my Solana video is just uploaded. I'm just checking that on the second screen. So good to see that at least that's working. But it's literally just done it. So maybe the Ada and the Gala video I made earlier today will be uploaded as well. So it's sort of stuck in the queue. Okay, Hex. I mean, look, a few people asked about Hex. We can have a quick look. But first, FTM. I think Emano asked about FTM. I think I've never had a look at Hex, to be honest. 1 second, just need to check something here on the okay. So that's Phantom now. First of all, let's update the timestamp. But also here, I think it did hold quite well. It did perform quite well here over the last few days. Phantom did stop at the 50% retracement. All good. Yeah, moved up in 5 waves here. Let me take the dotted lines out. They were resistance here. I mean, no, I leave them in because they are resistances. So we've got resistance at 48.5. 50.6 and 53.5 cents, right? And if we get a third wave rally here, then this should take us to... So it depends on how I count it. Do I count it as a 1-2-1-2 setup? At the moment, the 1-2-1-2 is valid, to be honest. Yeah. If it's a 1-2-1-2, it would be quite a bullish setup. And then we would talk about that white third wave there. Target-wise, 65 cents. 65 cents. But as long as it's holding 34.3, the focus can be on higher. And I sketched out here a lower degree potential. Yeah, it's moving sideways at the moment. So it suggests actually that wave 1 wasn't finished yet. So, because it could just be, again, a small fourth wave doing sideways stuff, and then a wave, so pushing up higher once more, but this would really be, again, micro counting. We can have a look at Hex, but chances are it's probably a junk chart. Yeah, it is what I've it's, most charts are. No offense really, and some charts just don't lend themselves for Elliott Wave analysis. I don't know what the longest chart history. Yeah, see that's the problem. If that is the chart, there might be a longer history, but if this is the chart, it's something that is not attractive. Also from a chart point of view, because it's just a lifetime downtrend, right? It's never really. Yeah, I think that might have actually been the longest history. Hex, Bitget, yeah. See, there are tons of charts like this. There's nothing particularly attractive about this chart. looking at it objectively, nothing. Because in the end, it's just come down in an impulse to here, made an all-time low in December or January, and it's just moving up like the other coins as well. Now, many coins did move up in similar ways. Now, this, of course, did quite a good performance, but it's just something that what you need to see to be able to analyze it from an Elliott Wave point of view. And this lifetime downtrend, nothing saying it couldn't be doing something like this at the moment. Let me see. You have a clear 5-wave move down. Yeah. So an impulse down, which is never good. So you could say, right, what did we have? You could say we had 1, 2, 3. This was possibly a 4 and a 5. So trend is down. Now what are we doing here? Now if this was, for example, a larger wave 1, then it could just be moving up in a wave 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay. Now I'm not saying it couldn't become bullish. Very important. I'm not saying it couldn't become bullish. But charts like that, I tend to avoid because they tend to disappoint. They can always be bullish, but then a lot of other charts have better setups. This is now retraced to the golden ratio. So if this goes above 18.6, then it's starting to get more attractive, more bullish, but not bullish yet. But until then, this is a downtrend, right? It's just doing a just doing a correction in a downtrend. At the moment, from what I see at the moment, now this could turn some more bullish, but there's no reason to focus on it if it doesn't have a lifetime uptrend. Then it's just not attractive, because when you invest here, when you buy, yeah, and you speculate for long-term gains, you're working against a higher level trend. Again, we can only trade what we see, and that's why I tend to avoid these charts. It's just not. It's just there are tons of charts like that I have seen die over the years. Helium will be one of the next ones. Been saying that about Helium, for example, HNT for a long time, since last year, and it has now become delisted from Binance. So it's not even on Binance anymore. My chart isn't even valid anymore. So see, and that's what happens with these charts. The project might be great, but yeah, and this is the FT. No, this is the here, yeah, Helium. It's just not there. Lifetime downtrend chart. Now, difference here is it did a bit of a spike, but as long as we don't see a trend change confirmed, which would be 5 waves up, 3 waves down, there's no point really analyzing it. I just need to warn always about these unreliable charts. I mean, people tend to ignore it, and that's fine, but it's just then, I've just seen too many of them fail. So when something has no reliable uptrend, could this become an uptrend? Yeah, but then low volume as well, as it seems, right? So is it a reliable? Could I count a 5 up here? Possibly, but then there are so many 1-2 setups out there. Why would I trade an unreliable one, right? So as long as it's holding from here 3.85 cents, it could certainly go higher, but again, it's unreliable. So no, I'm not gonna it's just not a quality chart. It could become one long term, but it's never good if a chart starts with a lifetime downtrend. Yeah, they can always build on make new uptrends and everything, but that's the problem there. Again, no offense, nothing. I don't know the project and everything. It could still be a great project, but yeah, not every good project has a good chart, right? Example is Algorand, which also a bad chart, really. But yeah, and always bear in mind that most altcoins get outperformed by Bitcoin cycle over cycle. There are really only a handful of charts where the altcoin has outperformed Bitcoin, and one of them is BNB. Ironically, even though there's a lot of negative news about Binance going on at the moment. Okay. Stacks. I don't think I have a chart. I think I do have a chart, but I don't think I have saved it. Yeah, I think I did say that before. That could be probably is an overshooting B wave to it's difficult, this one. Could certainly be that wave 2 was already finished here. It certainly came down low enough, but the move down looks impulsive. So what I wouldn't rule out is that this is just an overshooting B wave here. Yeah, but I think at the time when I covered stacks for the first time, I think it was on a member live stream, I did say if we get 5 up, you know, I'd be, you know, a wave 2 pullback can of course be traded. You know, I'm not telling you how to trade this, but this could be a wave 2. It reached the golden ratio. It would be a little bit too low for an A wave, to be honest. So it would be a strange wave 2 though. And if this is already the wave 1, then, I mean, let's be honest, if it comes down, if it does something like that, A, B, C, it would be strange. So maybe this was the wave 2, but it looks impulsive, so it's not too clear. But then again, you could say, okay, maybe we're already in the third now. So you could just simply say against the 54.5 cent level, the focus can be on higher. If it breaks below that, okay, then it was probably an ABC, but then the key level is 38 cents. Yeah, it's far away from support, so it's far away from key support. So yeah, it's a bit in the middle of nowhere at the moment. I think it could get interesting if it comes back into support, or if we say, okay, oops, but it's got a possible 5 up, right? It's got a possible 5 up, so that's at least something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it does something like that, then it already is in a support zone. And then strategy wise, I mean, if anybody's interested in this, you know, we've got support that goes down all the way to 38 cents. Below 38 cents, it will become bearish. As long as that's the case, you could still argue it could still rally in a third wave. So again, it's all about possibly starting to scale in here in these support areas if anybody wants to do that, but you know, that's up to you. For me, it would be still quite far away from really relevant support down here. But yeah, the trend has possibly moved to the upside, and we've seen pullbacks now. It might even become a trend line, but that's not very well defined, so I'd be careful with that one. It's actually pointless. It's only 2 touch points, so could maybe even pull back deeper, you know, and then you get 3 touch points with this trend line. I've seen that very often. Touch it here in the orange box. But yeah, the trend is up, you could argue, right? Especially as long as it's holding 70 cents, then support will be 52 and 38. Long-term chart about stacks, not too bad. At least it did hold a higher low in this bear market, and it's got a similar structure like many altcoins with this wave 1, an A wave down, which was very deep, an overshooting B wave, and a C wave down. 1-2 setup with a possible third wave rally to follow. Yeah, that's a typical altcoin chart. So just checking on my other screen. So it seems to have uploaded my Solana video now, but it hasn't uploaded Gala and Cardano for whatever reason. So very strange. One second. Just reading through something. Okay, so so I had a question here for Q&T, or maybe, you know, a few people asked for this CELR. I've never looked at that one, but I think we've got a bit of time, and I have to use the Binance chart. See, on the log chart, I would count that as a 5-wave move to the upside into last year. Wave 1 and then wave 2 down. On the linear chart, this looks a bit strange. Here I would rather go with an overshooting B wave, like many other coins have done that. So basically 1A, overshooting B wave, C wave down. I guess the detail isn't too important here. So the long-term chart, it's all right. Yeah, it's not too bad. Looks a bit like the Polkadot chart, you know. And then here to the upside since December. This looks very choppy though, but that's what it might be doing. Just a quick glance at the chart really, without doing any crazy subwave counting. So please treat it like that, right? So it's not, don't have the time here to really go into the very much, because it takes a long time. But here you could say very simply, structure wise, as long as it's holding here 1.77 cents, it could give us a third wave up, yeah, and continue that uptrend. I don't like this too much. This is just too high for an overshooting B wave. And then you could think about, normally it's a 1-2-1-2 setup, but then it came down too low for that. And that gives the opportunity, it was just an ABC. So yeah, it's a bit, you know, but if you focus on the short term here only, as long as it's holding 1.78 cents, it's okay. Below that, what would be next support below that? You can add that as well. Critical support below that would be 1.26, but below 1.26, it's over. Yeah, all the opportunities to the upside will be gone, because then it will probably break down. So request for Edgix. Yeah, Ivazim, before we can do any Arbitrum videos, it will take months probably, because there's no chart literally. It was only really just released. So yeah, there's no point doing videos on a chart that has no history really. So you can't really do any TA on it. Not even with other methods. It's just a bit pointless really. So yeah, Edgix still in this wedge pattern. Ideally, it's holding here 34.7 cents. I mean, could already be in a breakout, yes, but it hasn't left the channel or the wedge pattern. So from that point of view, no change here really. Yeah, support levels are relevant. Target for the third wave. $86.6 cents if it works out. So again, I'm just skipping over the coins quickly. A Q&T saw a request. I think I made a video yesterday. It's basically no change. I think we reacted here to the support area and the golden ratio at $116 or $117. As long as it's holding 112, I think we can get that third wave rally to the upside. 1, 2. And that would go to $162. There's also resistance up there, structural resistance of the 24th of January. But there's limited structure in here to work with, but it starts to look quite good. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin is just moving sideways at the moment. There isn't much going on today. So in most structures remain in place as yesterday. But yeah, this is... I personally would be leaning to the upside as long as we're holding $112. Below that level, I would change my view. I'm not talking about a wick, you know, that goes below that level, but if it really breaks and sustains below that level, then I would change my view. So, and we've got, I think, 50. And again, eventually this should take us to $400 plus. Give me a sec, I just need to read something on my phone here. I just need to check something. In the meantime, anyone hitting the like button would be appreciated. Right, just checking. It seems like the video processing is going, which is good. Getting worried, you know, when you make the videos and they don't get, they do not get processed. Okay. Add a request here for Litecoin. Yeah, let's just do that as well. Another chart to update. Well, Erhan, we have maybe some of the members can talk about that, because you asked, do you give trading tips in your subscription? Well, I mean, everybody needs to develop their own strategy and plan eventually, but I think we offer tons of trading tips and educational live streams every Sunday, posts about mindset and strategy, trading roadmaps, trade management tips. So I think we do that, yeah, pretty clearly. So I would you can just check it out. I think it's great value personally, but maybe some members can confirm that as well. Yeah, Litecoin. I think this is still very very valid. I need to get a new cup of coffee soon. Here we had a wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 to the downside, held support. That was one of the trend reversal areas. I think I covered that in the last Litecoin video. I would say we are now in a third. At least we can assume that, as long as we're holding Tuesday's low. And looking really into the micro level here. By the way, the halving is coming up, isn't it? I mean, I don't do too much fundamental stuff, but sometimes this could be a bit of buy the rumor, sell the news. Isn't it in summer? Maybe someone can put in the chat when the halving is coming up. Litecoin halving. I mean, here, this also looks to me that we don't have a very clear 5 up. So I could say this was a wave 1, in a way coming down on 2. Just gives you, though, these micro counts give you the key support levels that need to hold. So if we say, okay, maybe we had a wave 1 already, because it's coming down quite deep for a wave 4, so it probably is something like that here, what we're doing. It needs to hold a certain level to make this micro 1-2 setup reliable. And we talk here about 87.35. That's the level it needs to hold. It already pulled back to the golden ratio. And yeah, as long as it's holding that, that's good. Thank you very much, Funk Minster. Because he said, best subscription ever. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, that should be covering Litecoin here. For Litecoin, you know, the trend is overall up and the setups are working out as long as the $70 is holding. 70.70. 1 second, I think they're just checking something here. Dog is dreaming and kicking the chair. Okay, Ocean. Paul asked about Ocean. Also a coin we cover. Haven't covered that for a few days now, but still relevant, so still valid, the setup. But it's coming down quite deep, so it really needs to turn around now. Some of these altcoins pull back quite deeply. So it's still in this support range for the wave 2. We've got so many 1-2 setups. This is getting very long now, though. Yeah, it could even become a WXY and then here another A. But it's, yeah, it shouldn't turn. It needs to hold really this Tuesday low, 32 cents. If it drops below that level again, it will be very unreliable. If it starts from here, which it could do, but it has failed to make a new high so far. So it's one of the less reliable ones, I'd say. If it turns around from here, it would come up in a to the 1.618 extension, 59.6 cents, yeah? But that's the level. I mean, phenomenal reward to risk ratio. I mean, that's all these coins that are in these setups, in these areas. Of course, you know, I don't know if they are holding. They ideally do. We've got all reasons to believe that they will at the moment, because the moves down look corrective. But it's in the end, it's the market that will decide. But we can trade for reward to risk, right? Right. Okay, Edgix I covered already, so the ADA I covered. I think VAI I haven't covered yet. Okay, so also here you can see it's holding, but this is seriously getting unreliable. Unfortunately, VAI. It doesn't have the best long-term chart anyway. This, you know, so let me, how do we do that? I will reduce the background here a bit. Yeah, so first of all, I have to reset. It did reset its wave 2. So I already added, I think in the last video, the 88.7 fib level, because I thought it might come down that much. It might need it. And it does need it. But seriously, this has made this setup unreliable. But then it reacted to it, right? So the thing is, I always talk about the 78.6 retracement and that it ideally holds, okay? If it doesn't, it's not so much of a problem as long as we don't invalidate the setup. The setup will be invalidated if there is a break below the beginning of the wave 1. That didn't occur. And it also becomes problematic if it breaks below the 78.6 retrace and it sustains below that level. Now, it didn't sustain below that level, so it recovered quite quickly. So from that point of view, it's still acceptable. And it's quite a good reaction, to be fair. Yeah. But it now has the next resistance to deal with, which is 12 cents. And the target for a third wave would be the 1.618 extension. So we talk here about 19 cents at the very least, as long as the that level needs to hold down here. Yeah. So the Tuesday low, if it goes below the Tuesday low, yeah, very difficult. Then we still have the 6 cent level left, but then you see how far we can drop actually, and it will turn even more unreliable, or less reliable. But yeah, it's okay still. It's okay, but it really needs to move now, and to avoid invalidation of this 1-2 setup with a target of around 19 to 20 cents. AVAX, yeah. Marius, I don't know what happened to Monster Stock. I don't follow Monster Stock. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There might have been, but always have your stop loss in place. If you say you lost 50%, then that's not good. I don't know what it is. You said Monster Stock? I don't find it here. It might have a different name. Is it Monster Beverage? Oh yeah, okay. Well, you said it dropped 50%. That didn't drop 50%. I probably look at the wrong... that's a decent... that I should have invested in that one. No, that's not Monster Stock. Anyway. The user, Tazi said 126 missing likes. I don't know. I see 531 likes here on this one on my dashboard, but I might be wrong. Anyway, if anybody could just hit the like button, that would certainly help. So we kind of had so what did I actually want to do? Talked about AVAX, right? So let me just close some of the other ones here. because otherwise I have too many windows open. Yeah, I mean, AVAX also updating timestamp here. Third wave rally possibly incoming. Yeah, it's doing quite well. It's one of the coins I bought around the 10th of March here, but now it just needs to deliver. So I still have this count unchanged as a 1-2-1-2 setup. It did find support, nice reaction here to the golden ratio at 1640, and it could very well be rallying in a third wave next. Yeah. So also here, you know, if this works out and if it holds eventually, I mean, the micro support level is here 1590. There's going to be a lot of support there. But 1478 is really the relevant level that eventually needs to hold, because I could make a change to the subwave structure and 1478 would still be relevant as support. Yeah, as long as that's hold, I would be focusing on a third wave to the upside with target. Yeah, I mean, this could double in price over the coming weeks and months if the 1478 level is holding. So target here, $22, next target, yeah, and then it would just obviously cascade higher. So it's very, very important. Premium. Do you own any meme coin by any chance? I think I have a few dollars in Ape. You know, I've got a few dollars in not massive amounts. I've got a little bit of SHIB flying around somewhere, a little bit of Doge flying around somewhere, but nothing that is substantial. Okay, Marius. Maybe you're actually up since you're on your investment. Great, thank you very much, Win Stuntman. Okay, I had a few requests here for Egold. I think I did actually chart that at some point, so, but it's not up to date probably. Or did I? Let's check. Okay, yeah, last time I did update that. It's been following that nicely. So we've been talking here. This is only a higher level view, but I think it's still relevant. It's possibly in this descending wedge following it. Yeah. For me, I'd like to see another low, possibly into this region between $22 and, well, $6. Yeah, that's where the projection goes to. It's certainly not a short-term bullish count. It's actually not too bad generally. Yeah, this count or this chart as a whole, but since it sort of isn't doing anything great there. Yes, it has a chance to rally. Of course, it doesn't need to come down in a wave 5. It made a lower low here, but it's not a reliable bottom structure. That was back in December. The problem is the move up isn't impulsive. It's a clear 3-wave structure. So, and the move down is impulsive. So yeah, I wouldn't have, I mean, surely this could go up. You know, the markets can do anything, right? It's like, surely it can go up or down. The question is always what should happen. And for me to believe that it really does something more bullish, I needed to see to break above that wave 4 high, and that's at $65. Now, you can always count something bullish, right? I mean, I could tell you, right, maybe this was a wave 1. Is it reliable? No. And then also this move down looks so much like an impulse, and the move up looks again so corrective that I'd say, okay, even if it's a 1-2 setup, the wave 2 is probably not in yet. It might be, but it's probably not in. So what is support? See, okay, but if the wave 2 isn't in yet, then it's already come. So again, it's the 78.6 retrace. It's already come down to that level. So it needs to hold that low. Against that, okay, you could focus on higher if you're tempted to trade it on the long side. But I can tell you below $37, it's, you know, this 1-2 setup is becoming even less likely than it already is. So that's the key level really, against which the focus could be on higher. But it's not, it's just that the overall count still suggests another low, I would say. Then you have a descending wedge. So if the wedge breaks to the upside, yeah, you know, it might be an indication that the third wave rally is ongoing. So yeah, there are better setups out there. That's what I tried to say. This could still work out, of course, with the, let's say, a long with the stop loss below the Thursday low. Is it reliable? I would rather avoid it personally. Especially look at this move up. Is a 3-wave structure. This as well. The only you can always move things around. I mean, you could say, okay, maybe this was the wave 1, then we had an A wave down, a B wave up, and the C wave down. That's why it's an impulse. That would change the support levels a little bit. It wouldn't make it much better though. And it doesn't help with the issue that this move up was also in 3 waves. So yeah, I'm not too happy about Egold. It's the long-term chart isn't too bad, but it's failed to create a reliable impulse really. And that's why there are better setups. That's all I'm saying. This can still move up with the altcoins if they all move up, but then keep an eye on these relevant support levels that are highlighted. Yeah, good idea, Stefan. You asked about net gas, because obviously anybody who's interested in this stuff, check out our second channel. It's more trading online. We cover other stuff as well. We do cover gold, silver, net gas, the DXY, and net gas. I mean, there's no change to yesterday's video, Stefan. But yeah, if anybody's interested in that, take a look at my second channel, more trading online. Different assets as well. Oil, we cover oil, gold, silver, net gas. Can't really keep up with the S&P updates. It's just too much. Yeah, and also the net gas updates are more popular. But yeah, here if we break above the trend line, that C wave rally could happen to 320 plus. But for now, there is no indication it's doing that. Yeah, it might be bottoming just here, but it's too early to say. But really, just a quick view, at that really. Ali asked about Blur. So Blur is one, like a bit of a, don't want to say meme one, but it's one that got hyped a bit. But I think it's not performing great at the moment. So Blur also has a very short chart history. I don't know which one I used. By the way, that's the dog in the background if you hear the dog. Yeah, very short history. Right, so this is one where basically lifetime downtrend, but created an impulse. It's coming down correctively, and this could still work out because it's getting hyped a bit. It's an NFT marketplace token, by the way. It now pulled back to the 88.7 fib, so it really needs to turn around here, or it will probably make new all-time lows. Yeah, so very simple. Could be a wave 1 up, yes, but then it really needs to turn around now. It's pulled back too deep into support to make it still reliable. I bought some Blur due to the hype, not much. Taco money, I call it, lunch money. But I might actually get out of it if it breaks below 48 cents, because then it's just then, it's probably failing. So Kieran, we did cover SDX already, but I can have a quick another look for you. But thank you, by the way. So yeah, we did say here for STX stacks, it oops. Again, similar setup to many coins. I'd say, we had a 1-2 setup here, possibly. So rallied in 5 waves. We certainly have 5 waves up of the December low. Then it came down in what you can consider a wave 2. Even though I don't like the way it came down here, it was too impulsive, but okay, it might have just been what it is. And then here another possible 1-2 setup. So against 70 cents, that's the short-term support. The focus could be on higher in this third wave. If it drops below 70 cents, however, then I think we have to face the situation that this was just an A wave, even though it was a very strong one, which makes it less reliable. This an overshooting B wave, which isn't great either, but it certainly is within the limits what an overshooting B wave can do. Yeah, it reacted to the 1.38 retracement. So this is possible. A wave overshooting B wave and the C wave down. But the C wave should still end somewhere here. That's the problem with overshooting B waves. Because the C wave then can be very short. It can also be long. But that's why I would just go with support areas and scaling in, you know, if you like to do that, but that's up to you. The key is against below 38 cents, this will become bearish. Until we break below that, this could still be bullish. But due to the deep wave here, I think there are better setups out there, clearer setups. But these are the relevant support levels here. And if the count works out and we hold, first of all, 70 cents, you know, then we can rally in a third wave in probably the coming weeks. But what I don't like is this strong pullback we had here, because it doesn't look corrective. And I did draw that trend line here. Maybe we will touch it again and then take off from there, but this could be a possible pullback into the trend line. But yeah, so I did react here to the golden ratio as well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so Solana ADA videos are up now. That's great. So that seems to be going now. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so that works. And now we just need that Gala video, which is still processing. So it seems to take a long time, the videos to process. By the way, anybody who's not aware, I had some problems uploading videos earlier today. So they do upload, but they don't process by YouTube. It creates a bit of a problem. By the way, let's do a 5-minute break, because I need to get another coffee. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'll put that on the screen in case someone turns up. Back in 5 minutes. Should be clear. So I'll be back in 5. Just need to get another coffee. See you in a second. We're in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. So, oh, thank you. 46 Highlander became gold member. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, what did we do? We talked about stacks already. So, okay. LDO. So yeah, LDO is, by the way, a coin that I wanted to add to the opportunities video that I do on a weekly basis for members. Because it starts to look interesting. I'm observing obviously other coins as well, but you can't. By the way, it's going down a bit at the moment in the market actually. But what did I? So LDO. So this had quite a nice bounce forming. So I'm counting actually the move up. I actually just need to double check Binance. Yeah. So, oh, I did talk about that before apparently. See, I forgot. So yeah, it's now in support. Yeah. Because I can count this move up as a wave 1. That was here the move back in August. Move down in a wave 2. Here another wave 1 up. Move down in a wave 2. So it's now in support. So, you know, we need to be ready here that this could turn around at any time. Wave 1 down. A wave down, B wave up, C wave down. It's in support. As long as holding 142, can push higher. Here in the very, very short term, made a new low basically. So, but this move up is 5 waves again, move down in 3, A, B, C. So it could be working now on some kind of a breakout. But yeah, it's also holding support. It's not a bad chart, to be honest. Just a bit of short chart history, but it's all right. You know, this is at least showing uptrend potential. Yeah, and we've had an impulse and we have a pullback. Could still go on a little bit lower, but eventually, it's showing some kind of it's showing some decent movement really. So wave 1 up, wave 2 down, again another 1 up and a 2 down, and the support is here 142. So 214 actually, 185 and 142 are the relevant support levels. Not a bad chart. I'm just watching. They still haven't uploaded my Gala video. It's strange though, but so yeah, I'm thinking maybe we do a little longer, but not too much longer, because got a bit of other stuff to do as well. Great, Ida. Now we've got LDO covered. By the way, I will add that to the chart now. Basically here, possible wave 1 to the upside, wave 2 down. I can simply add it to that opportunities video later. This is support. Yeah, perfect. And I have to save it. Oops. LDO. Yeah, and then we can look at Mana. And by the way, anybody who's here, if you're not channel member also, you can get access to all these live charts through the channel membership if you're interested. Right, here I left both support areas on the chart. Actually, it's pointless to leave the orange one on the chart now. It did find support, but briefly broke the orange one. But yeah, it's still holding relevant support that could take us up in a third wave. I mean, that's essentially the important thing. I might take out this trend line here because it's not being respected anymore by the chart really. The message here continues to be, as long as we're holding 51.7 cents, the focus can be on higher. Possible micro 5 waves up, finished, and now coming down in a wave 2. Because this doesn't look like a wave 4 anymore. So yeah, possibly 5 up, you know, with a very shallow wave 5 there. And eventually what we're looking for is a 5 up in wave 3. Well, not such an extreme third, but like that, yeah. And if it's holding now a higher low in wave 2, that would be good. Target wise here for the wave 2 shouldn't drop below 56.4. Yeah, there's a lot of support there. So as long as it's holding that, it could give us that third of a third wave. Gonna be interesting. Okay, covered mana. One sec. Always having an eye on the chat as well. I think I don't even have Did we talk about Polkadot already in the stream? I don't think so. Might have actually. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did talk about that. So yeah, that's still yeah, I can't cover them twice. Yeah, true, I haven't updated Metis. It might be worth looking at Metis, but I'm not sure why. I think it became unreliable or something. I still have it. It's been a while. Let's revisit that. Oh, but it actually still is. The account is actually still valid. Wave 1 up, wave 2 down. So 1 up, 1, 2. So the last time in November we looked at it, but yeah, that's still fine. And then we would say this was probably a 1 again, an A, B, C, or actually a W, X, Y. Though I would need to think about how to make that work. Let's leave it like that. We can identify support that's relevant. Did I actually make a new low there? Yeah, I think that's when I took it out. Would need to really look at this on a micro level, but actually that's a nice 5 up, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here possibly AB, but it's a bit weird with that last low here. But still, let's look at what is relevant support for this wave 2. So yeah, it's also basically maxed out what it should do here in this wave 2. So ideally it's holding that and doesn't go below $22. Below 22 it will become unreliable. Until then, possibly third wave coming. Certainly impulsive on the way up, which is good. Not a bad chart. Yeah. What is always interesting, if you take fibs, yeah, you measure the main wave 1 and then you compare that to the length of the smaller wave 1. And if that is below the 78.6 extension, that's a good sign. It's actually a first wave of a third. So and what did I just do? Didn't need that. Yeah, it is the 78.6 extension. That's quite good actually. So yeah, good sign. This might be a first wave of a third wave. So it's good. So I don't know, has anything happened with ETH? Because I saw your question, Eddie. Now I can't tell you when to buy. I mean, that's individually, I can only provide the analysis. How you then use it to buy, that's up to you. My view, I mean, see, it's unchanged. This is still possibly a fourth wave, which is currently happening, maybe already complete, and we're in the fifth, but we don't see any potential to the upside at the moment. As long as it's holding the 1769 level, it can still give us one more wave up in a 5. But eventually, what I need to see as proof that we're breaking out is I need to see the 5 up and 3 down. So if we then get the 3 down, that's another pullback, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we were in support areas that I would normally go in. We were here, you know, these colored boxes. But again, you know, eventually the problem here that we had with ETH, in contrast to many altcoins, because a lot of altcoins are deep in support or were deep in support. Ethereum wasn't really deep in support. Yeah, that would have come down to this area. So it didn't. So all of this is essentially a large support area here. And if you have a small, let's say a shallow one and a deep one, I would always try to trade for the deep one personally, because otherwise you get stopped out if you you know, because all of this is support. So the price could use it all. But that depends on the time frame you're trading. So you know, eventually looking at this higher level, the whole thing, yeah, really only if ETH goes below 1218, new bear market lows become likely, because there's always another bullish scenario that would be very likely, even if we drop below these. So yeah, but oops, for me, I think on the move, the trend is clearly up, but it's now in resistance. So probabilities for a move down increase again. Ideally one more high, then we have 5 waves, but then it should get a deeper pullback again. No, yeah, but but nothing has really changed from the last videos. Okay, Ava. That's Travala. I think I have some Ava flying around somewhere. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't done anything exciting here lately, to be honest. You probably had also here a wave 1 to the upside of those lows in March 2020, then an A wave down, overshooting B wave, and a C wave down, and might have bottomed here in June. Just looking at a higher level. But since June, it hasn't done anything exciting. And to be honest, with Ava, these strong wicks here, whatever that is, that's even on Binance here, they make the whole thing unreliable from an analysis point of view. This here also, yeah, it could be a 1-2 setup again, like many other altcoins have it. But then again, the move down here looks very impulsive. But probably not too much of a problem if I count it like this to give us a key support. Yeah, so 1 and then A, B, C. But it's come down very deep in support as well, 56.5 cents. So it's not a bad chart overall. It's just that it hasn't really done much since June. Yeah, it's just been moving sideways. I like the project absolutely, because I do have some Ava as well flying around somewhere. Not much. Travala. But that's probably best I can tell now. So wave 1 up, wave 2 key support is 56 cents. So if it drops below the Friday low here, yeah, I would think it might make new lows. Yeah, it's very deep in support from here, and it could, if it rallies from here and does a third wave, you're looking at basically 91 cents. All right, Chili's. Yeah, because Chili's is one I do cover sometimes. Yeah, bit of a messy one, honestly. That's why I don't cover it too often anymore, because it is one that pulls back a lot, and that by pure definition, it just makes it unreliable. It comes very deep into supports, and for a long time, it has failed to rally now for a while. Here, for example, that was on the 9th of March. While it did hold the support area, it broke quite a bit below it and nearly invalidated the 1-2 setup. So it didn't do a sustained break below, but it briefly broke it, and it broke it quite a bit. You can see here, it's sort of holding the 78.6 retracement at the moment. So again, here, you know, it is, so you could actually see these as separate. So this was the wave 2 here, which actually broke down too far. So it's making the whole thing a bit unreliable. And then, okay, the move up here, possible wave 1, yeah, A wave, B wave, C wave down, that's fine. Similar situation to, you know, where we have it currently in the crypto market. It's this support that needs to hold 10.6 cents. It's a 78.6 retracement of this measured move and the 88.7 fib of the other larger wave. So there should be a lot of support around the 10.6 cent level. And as long as that's holding, you know, focus might be on higher. But they always bear in mind, and for Chili's, maybe I will add the 88.7 fib in the future, because it is a coin that seems to use it a lot, which isn't great, because it means very deep retracements, which is good from a reward to risk point of view, but it just makes the whole thing sometimes less reliable. But yeah, that's the key level, 10.6 cents. And yeah, to be honest, I think we've done it now for quite a long time here, nearly 2 hours. So I will have to close the stream. I think video uploading seems to work again. Gotta do some other stuff, and then we'll be back with some video updates anyway later. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks for everybody who was here. Thanks for all members who joined. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and there will be more updates later anyway on the channel now that the video uploading seems to work again. Have a great day. Thank you very much. And yeah, anybody who thinks about maybe getting into the membership, check it out. You know, it's not expensive. You can just try it for a month. I think it's great value. You can get access to all the live charts, live streams on Sunday, educational live streams as well. Announcements, signals for gold members, educational content around Elliott Wave. So that's all you get. You know, you can't do more. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.